everybody, and welcome to this, your Gemini June 2025 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel St. James, clairvoyant. Well, this is a great deck. I was very happy to receive it as a gift from a friend of mine just the other day, and the imagery in it is really quite good. It's a mass market deck, and it's called what? Dancing in the Dark Tarot. So as it's mass market, it's probably affordable, I would imagine. Now, as a clairvoyant, you know that I do provide clairvoyant readings to you wherever you may be in the world over the various video conferencing applications that are set out in the description. I'm the host, so it doesn't cost you anything for the telecommunications. I also provide healing as well, and the healing is provided for free over those same applications like FaceTime, Teams, Meet, whatever it may be. And the reason is because I can't get anything in return for it. Now, I've been doing it for over 4 decades, and my soul tells me that you just can't receive anything in return. And so I can't, and I don't want anything in return. So if it does call out to you, please don't feel shy. Reach out to me, as very many other people have done on this channel, just like you. Now, there are no video advertisements in this content, and so you get to enjoy the reading without interruption. So let's start and show me the magic. There is the, what would that be? The 8 of, that's 13, death. Numbering is quite interesting here, and it's major arcana there. Now here's another 13, but this 13 is the Queen of Pentacles. And what do we have here? There is the Sun right in the center of your spread. Here is the Ace of Pentacles. Or it might be from down here somewhere. Can we have a look? See what there is, shall we? Here. And here is the 4 of Wands. Right, well, why don't you come and sit down here next to me? You and I can have a good close look at the imagery on these cards together. I'll also bring the camera around so that everybody else can see as well. And we'll see what these images reflect of the cosmic energy that is swirling around while I do the reading for you. What a great set of cards for you, the highly talented and attractive Gemini. Now, for some reason, I'm being asked to go. Look, this is a month of new beginnings, of great opportunity, prosperity. It's a turning point in your life, some renewal, changes happening here, and tying some things off. Let's have a look at this first, because it is just demanding to be. It's demanding to speak. Well, this is the Ace of Earth. And this is speaking to you now of a time when you will have inner and outer richness. There's great success, also foreshadowed by this card next to it, and the unification of your body and soul, material and spirit, heaven and earth. There's a wholeness here. There's the beginning now of something which is really tangible. This is speaking of prosperity and growth, of improving finances, I'm pleased to say, and in a sense of material abundance around you. May well be that somebody is getting some extra duties in the workplace, or a pay rise, or a promotion of some sort. Certainly, this is bathing you in good luck at the moment. This is absolutely dripping with Gemini energy here. I also think, interestingly, that Taurus and Aries may well be important to you as well. So I think what we see here is it is representing a new beginning, opportunities coming your way. And this suit, of course, can relate very much to work, projects that you've got underway, new business. But this could well have happened after something of a hard time. But it may be the beginning, I think, of a new understanding of yourself and changes, a renewal in yourself here. Now, this is really telling of your readiness to live a life that is inwardly and outwardly rich. All that is needed is already at hand for you, so give yourself up to the fullness of life and learn to use your wings. Now, if I was to have a thought in mind, particularly at this month, it is this, that wealth is my natural condition. It allows me to express my spirituality and my creative potential in the world. Now, unmistakably, this is saying that there is nothing you cannot be, there is nothing you cannot do, there is nothing you cannot have. You are the most magnificent, the most remarkable, the most splendid being God has ever created. For who could reject such wondrous magnificence? But you do not know who you are, and you do think sometimes that you are a great deal less. Remember, you are your own rule maker, and you are the only one who can assess how you are doing. All you have seen in the world is your idea about it. Life is going to take off for you when you choose for it to. An idea becomes a thought becomes a word. Say the word out loud. Words have power, and they echo all throughout eternity. And a word becomes an action. And if you're going to do it, then start, and having started, go all the way. Do it. Do it. Do it. Seize the opportunities in front of you now. Rejoice in them, and let no power on earth take them from you. Now, I said that energy there was very complementary to this central energy which is here in your spread. That is here of the Sun, which is naturally astrologically very closely associated with the Sun. This is speaking of a very highly creative energy that will be with you as well, an awareness. It does speak of fulfilled love relationships, a great degree of wisdom, maybe a spiritual learning, and there is internal change and transformation. If I were to sum the energy of this whirlwind up, the word would be yes. I do see marriage. I see people living together. I see the strengthening of current relationships. This is speaking of success as well, good fortune, optimism, and happiness. Now, the Sun, as you know, is the source of life, and it represents success and abundance. And this is going to follow you in your life at the present. This energy is going to get you through any tough times. And this energy, in a sense, will act like a flashlight, which is going to light up the path ahead of you after what may well have been something of a trying time. So now is the time to embrace your goals and give it everything that you've got. Now, if you have had tough times, things are going to get better. This, in a sense, is a turning point. Now, it does have to be said that the fulfillment of your wishes are possible here and now. So relax. The right things are going to fall into place. Now ask yourself this: what task or project is on the agenda for you now? Start it. Do it. You have the ability. Say this to yourself also: I work well in teamwork situations. I enjoy the contribution that I make to group efforts because I am a very cooperative person. Look, you must visualize the light and warmth of the sun in your chest and heart. And for the next few days, remind yourself several times daily that the sun is shining in and through you, and say to yourself, I am in harmony with the divine light which fills and guides me. Now, at the end of that diagonal line, there is this rather attractive woman here, who is the Queen, I imagine. She's got a crown on her head. The Queen of Earth. Now, what this is saying, that I'll get a lot of Capricorn and Sagittarius around here with you. You will find that you are very ambitious. You'll be very affectionate and kind, very, very charming, and very practical. You'll be able to get things sorted out. Now, I think she has, just looking at this colour in the background, she has made a long, hard way through the desert, I suppose, but now has arrived in really more productive and fertile and rewarding spaces. There she is there sitting, and this really is the symbol of, I think, of her enhanced powers of perception, the way she's holding this disc here. Now, there's obviously a Capricorn link here as well, due to these two heads of these goats. So I think that you may well be seen as being tough and tenacious and independent. Now, she has this red which shows power here for you. Now, she does give great care to her body, and she knows precisely what attention her body needs in order to reflect suitably as the temple of the soul, her internal beauty. So this is something that is going to apply to you, both physically and cosmetically. You'll be taking good care and good nourishment of yourself. Now, I think what is the case is that this is saying is that you might well have come through a dry stretch on your journey, but changes are underway. You have now arrived in better surroundings, and so you can rest and renew before you take on changes that are coming into your life. Now, these changes, I suspect, are in connection with this death card going to be asking you to let go of some people or situations that are no longer good for you. Now, we say, don't we, that, particularly at this time of year, that flowers return every spring, but that's actually not the case. The flowers don't return. It is true that the world is renewed. It's also true that that renewal comes at a price. Because even if the flower grows from some ancient tree, the flowers of spring are themselves new to the world. They're untried and they're untested. The flower that wilted last year is gone. Petals once fallen are fallen forever. Flowers do not return in the spring. Rather, they are replaced. It is in this difference between returned and replaced that the price of renewal is paid. And as it is for spring flowers, so it is for you. Now, part of this rest and recuperation period here for you is also Look at that theme of those flowers which just came up. Well, there's another one here of trees. And just think of trees and how simply they let go. They let fall the riches of a season, and how, without any grief, they can let go and go deep into their roots for renewal, and sleep will be like the trees. Learn to lose in order to recover. And remember that nothing stays the same for long, not even aggravation or pain or psychic pain. Sit it out, it will all pass. And as if to reinforce that point, here comes this energy here. And this is saying, well, this is really Mars ruling Scorpio here. And Scorpio, of course, is that sign of great transformation. It starts as a hard-shelled scorpion, which is like ice. It's the fixed sign of water, Scorpio. And then it turns into a snake, which has the fluidity of liquid water. And its ultimate exalted form is that of the eagle, air, or vapor, if you like. So it's about transformation, changing. It's about a death and resurrection. A lot of transformation for you here, where you do become the eagle, because you will be becoming free of old ensnarements, and there will be some external changes around you, some endings. And I see you letting go of emotional attachments. In a way, it's almost like the end of a cycle here for you. Old relationships are demanding to be disintegrated. Now, this process could be, as this woman has foreshadowed, it could be tied together with some painful experiences. However, because you have drawn this card to reflect this energy, this is showing that you are ready and safe. The act of letting go, difficult though it can be, is actually going to free you. Now, this is, of course, the Death card, and I suppose death shows two faces, one destroying and tearing down, and the other freeing you from old bonds which have become confining and preventing you from living your life. Now, which of these aspects is going to dominate with you depends on what you do and what your attitude is. But remember that any desire to hold on to or to cling to old, useless, unhelpful chains will cause their death to appear that much more agonizing. Now, I notice that this person is actually looking directly across at this skeletal figure that's here. But what this energy is saying to you is, look up. Not in, not down, not across. Look up. In other words, it's asking, do you almost blindly do things that are against your own well-being? It's also saying for you, and you'll come to realize, I think now, that do you know that you have absolutely no control, ultimately, over what happens to you, but you certainly have everything to do with what happens in you because of what happens to you. You've got to look in the mirror. Be familiar with the mirror rather than the projector, rather than the cell phone. The reason why things don't change for you for the better sometimes is probably because you haven't been motivated to personally change. If you want things to get better in your life or in your sales or whatever your business might be or your personal life, then you must free yourself from what holds you back. You must get better. That is the bottom line. Now, this is also saying, I think, that, look, you cannot change the power of the wind, but you can set your sail in a way that will compel you to your port much more quickly and accurately. Now, in business, well, business success is a process. Converting prospects takes time, and the continual practice of planting seeds is always a challenge in the world where taking time and exhibiting patience, where those talents, those skills seem to be passing away. It's always a good day to make a change. Now, I guess it has to be also be said that we are chained by our own minds, really. We are chained by our own control. Life is nothing more than finding the key that unlocks every part of your soul, and follow your heart. Unless it's been broken, then you must lead it back into love, back into the source. So something in your life, I think, is dying, dissolving, disintegrating, whether that be a structure that you have created, or a pattern, or a habit, or a way of thinking about yourself and the world. Remember this: who can reject you? You've got to make these changes in order for your life to transform. This is a period of great transformation, and sometimes you might have some trepidation or fear about that. But look, remember always that the darkest hour is just before the dawn, and that in order to grow and abandon the old, death is your protection against stagnation. It is your friend, this energy. And you're now going to be forced to leave behind what you have outgrown. And finally, what do we have? It is finally, isn't it? Yep, down here. Well, this does complete the story, and this is about completion and changing, tying things off. This is also saying that there's new beginnings here. This is a green light to success. The foundation has been set now. It's the first stage to completion. Could possibly be setting up a new house or moving home. This number 4 here is about foundation, about completeness, power, stability. The astrology is Venus in Aries, which Aries is ruled by Mars, as you would know, and you might think that's a difficulty. Well, Venus at night, when she's the evening star, she has her very feminine aspects to her. But in the morning, when she's the morning star, she's like the warrior queen here. Now, this Venus symbol of beauty and love combining with Aries, which is the principle of new beginning, your heart is going to push forth, and it's going to seek the development of the beautiful in new directions. But before this can happen, the old must be complete. Any conflict between opposites must be resolved in a way which is going to further you on to your highest goal. Now, it's unmistakable, I think, that with this, and in combination here, that something beautiful is making its way into your relationships. Now, you might notice this first as the normal conditions start to get discussed and called into questions and talked about openly, because sorting out the old is needed for a new oneness, a new beginning. Maybe you might also, in this context, ask yourself whether you're prepared to accept your partner as she or he is, in spite of your differences. And in what areas is there any urgent need of sorting out of things, the resolution of things needed? Now, if there is a tension between you and somebody else, now is a good time to clarify where you and they stand and resolve that interaction and complete the old, because you should be saying in context with all of these that You have a new beginning coming with you now. This is a new beginning for you. It's a new you. It's not just a new page, it's a new book. And you can start to write the first lines of this new book and say to yourself, completing the old frees me for the new. What a fantastic spread of cards for you. Made so much better for you being here.
Well, a great month for you. Now, unless I see you in the meantime for either a clairvoyant reading or for healing, then I'll see you here again next month. And until then, remember one thing though, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.